now you got Boots Ennis who's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but
Right.
I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big one.
Yeah,
The big fish.
yeah,
Fish fry.
that definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for.
The boxing world has been buzzing ever since fresh training footage of Jaron "Boots" Ennis began making the rounds online. Every combination, every movement, and every defensive drill quickly caught the attention of fans who believe Ennis is destined to become one of boxing's biggest stars. As the clips spread across social media, one question immediately started dominating the conversation. Is Boots ready to challenge Terence "Bud" Crawford? While excitement around Ennis continues to grow, Crawford has made it clear that becoming a future champion and reaching the level he has already achieved are two very different things. Ennis looked sharp throughout the workout, displaying explosive hand speed, smooth footwork, and a kind of athleticism that has made him one of the sport's fastest rising names. Boxing fans flooded social media with praise, while several analysts suggested that Boots possesses all the physical tools needed to dominate for years to come. Naturally, comparisons with Crawford quickly followed, with many supporters wondering if the torch could eventually pass from one generation to the next.
Boots, if there's loads of money on the line, because he knows how good Ennis is, and he's not going to fight anymore unless it's for a lot of money. So we have to do what we say. We have to prove the quality of Ennis, and he has to earn his shot against Crawford. But that is the fight that I look at in 9 to 12 months' time, 3 fights down the line. And I think US fight fans are going to be crying out for that fight. Like, you imagine if we beat Lima on Saturday, we beat Ortiz, you know, we beat Fundora or Mertzalayev or Zayas. Everyone will be calling for Ennis v Crawford.
I think a lot of fans are crying for that now.
They have been for years.
Yeah.
But the reality is, we still need to, you know, it's not, I think everyone who, like I said, everybody that knows boxing.
Yeah, boxing fans.
One that knows how good Ennis is go, I mean, what a fight. That is unbelievable. But still, you've got to educate people that Ennis is as good as I say he is. Right? And you do that by beating the champion. So we've got work to do.
When Crawford was later asked about the growing excitement surrounding Ennis, he acknowledged the young champion's talent but also reminded everyone that highlights alone don't define greatness. According to Bud, every fighter looks impressive in the gym, but true legacies are built under the brightest lights against the toughest competition. Crawford emphasized that respect in boxing comes from consistently defeating elite opponents over many years, not simply from generating excitement on social media.
But when he was too fast, his feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
The discussion became even more interesting as respected figures throughout boxing continued praising Ennis and predicting an outstanding future. Some experts believe he has the complete package to become one of the sport's biggest stars, while others insist that he still needs several signature victories before being compared to established legends like Crawford. That difference of opinion has only fueled more debate among fans.
He's 160. I think he could go there now and be in his absolute prime. He'll be tight at 54 tomorrow. People think that when you move up in weight, all of a sudden it's easy. He's massive. He will 100% go to 168 at some point. So right there, you've got a 4-division championship But I don't want him just to be a 4-division champion. I want him to be undisputed in those, because I think he's the natural progressor to Terence Crawford. I think he's of the same kind of ability as Terence Crawford. And what Crawford's done is amazing, because he was undisputed in 3 weight classes.
Yeah, you got to prove it in a ring.
Of course you have. It's very well me saying it, but you've got to prove it in a ring. But you've also, people know in boxing. So everyone's always known how good Crawford was. But it took him a long time to get the opportunities to prove it. We've got to make sure that we're not 36, 37, 38 when we're getting those opportunities. Because if Boots can get it at 29, 30, he's going to be around 34, 35. He lives a clean life. Do you know what I mean? I think this guy, I truly believe, I think he could be one of the all-time greats.
There's no question that Ennis has assembled an impressive resume early in his career. His speed, power, ring intelligence, and ability to adapt during fights have helped him separate himself from many fighters in his division. Even so, Crawford remains the standard that every rising contender is measured against. Until someone consistently achieves what Bud has accomplished across multiple weight classes, many believe the veteran champion will continue to sit alone at the top of boxing's pound-for-pound conversation.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
Ennis has earned praise from trainers, former champions, and boxing analysts for the way he continues to develop. His ability to combine speed with patience makes him a difficult puzzle for opponents to solve. Many believe he has all the physical tools needed to become a long-term champion, but they also point out that every rising star eventually reaches a point where talent alone is no longer enough. Facing elite competition is what ultimately separates great fighters from future Hall of Famers.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot, he's not me, you know, and I'm not him, so.
Yeah. Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like once again, like he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
Despite all the excitement surrounding Boots, Crawford continues to receive respect from fighters who have shared the ring with the very best. His timing, accuracy, and ability to make adjustments during a fight remain among the qualities that set him apart. Even when opponents begin strongly, Bud has repeatedly shown that he can read their strategy, make the necessary changes, and gradually take control as the fight progresses.
Obviously, we're here in Philadelphia, Boots Ennis, Eddie, a couple other people, you know, called Boots the natural successor to Terence Crawford, and obviously I know your relationship with him. Do you feel that high on Boots as well, or?
Hell yeah, I think Boots is a hell of a fighter. I don't know about the natural sensation, whatever that is to Terence Crawford. I think Boots is his own fighter, Terence is his own fighter, but I think they both hell of a fighters. I've been around Boots for years, and he's the truth.
And last one for me, I'll let you go. Obviously, everyone's talking about a potential fight, you and Teofimo. Is there any updates to that? I mean, is that something that you are looking towards?
Yeah, that's the fight I want. So, ain't no updates. I don't speak business until the deal is done. So, nothing to talk about.
Following one of Crawford's biggest victories, Ennis publicly congratulated him and acknowledged the accomplishment. Rather than dismissing what Bud had achieved, Boots praised his performance and recognized the level of discipline required to compete at the highest level. At the same time, Ennis made it clear that his own goal is to keep improving, face the toughest available opponents, and eventually create a legacy that stands alongside the greatest fighters of his generation.
What does he mean?
Yeah, he said world-class fighter. I guess he's trying to say if you're a world-class fighter.
Sign a contract. Exactly, sign a contract. If he wanted to fight, he would have stayed at 47. He obviously said he wanted to move up and accomplish to be undisputed at 54 or something like that. So, yeah, he definitely did say that too. Exactly. Yeah.
We ain't worrying about, right now we ain't worrying about Crawford. We're going to clean 147 now, then we're going to move to 154. If he there and he got a belt, we coming after him. Simple as that.
When the possibility of a future showdown was mentioned, Crawford didn't completely close the door. Instead, He explained that timing plays a major role in boxing and that the biggest fights happen when both competitors have reached the right stage of their careers. For now, Bud appears focused on continuing his own journey while allowing the next generation to build its resume before any major clash becomes realistic.
Real quick, we just witnessed a destruction by Jaron Ennis. What do you think?
I think that was a great introduction to 154. It's Pablo carry, and he did his thing. So, congrats to Boots.
What do you think's next for Boots Ennis? I mean, what options are there at 154 in your mind for him?
I want to see him fight either the winner of Virgil or Erickson Lubin, or maybe like Fundora or somebody. That'll be a good fight.
And what about for yourself?
I'm back top of next year, defending my world title in a big fight.
Appreciate you, champ.
Meanwhile, speculation continues to grow about Crawford's future plans. Fans have discussed possible challenges in different weight classes, while others believe the biggest event available would still be a meeting with Ennis if both men continue winning. Whether that fight happens sooner or later, the interest surrounding it keeps growing because it represents more than a championship. It represents a potential passing of the torch between two outstanding generations of boxing talent.
And he helped me really good, and I'm very grateful with him. We have history because 14 years ago, his older brother, Ennis, helped me for when I fought Shane Mosley and Alfonso Gomez. So that's why we have history with the Ennis family, and I'm very grateful with him taking the time and go there and give me some work.
Because even when Ennis is sharpening the best, Crawford's still sharper.
Do you think Ennis is the guy to give Crawford like trouble in there if they were ever to fight?
I think that would be a great fight. You know, the young hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think they could do it at 160.
As the debate continues, opinions throughout the boxing community remain divided. Some analysts believe Ennis has all the tools to eventually become the next dominant American champion, pointing to his athleticism, punching power, and ability to control fights from the opening bell. Others argue that raw talent is only part of the equation and that true greatness is measured by consistently defeating elite competition over many years. Until Boots builds that kind of resume, many believe comparisons to Crawford are still premature.
They're going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight.
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
Supporters of Crawford emphasize everything he has already accomplished throughout his career. They point to his championships across multiple weight divisions, his adaptability against different styles, and his ability to rise to every major challenge placed in front of him. Ennis supporters, however, believe every era eventually belongs to a new generation, and they see Boots as the fighter most capable of carrying American boxing into its next chapter.
Yeah, without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid.
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I wouldn't be nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, Islam. He looked at excellent.
Is there anybody
most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I've said, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
But in reality, it is not fear, it is strategy. Interview 14. Bud has earned the right to fight only for history, not hype. That is why he said he is only taking life-changing fights from now on. He is not ducking Ennis. He is just waiting for the payday and legacy value to make it worth it. Because fighting Boots is not a money fight. Not yet. But in terms of skill, it might be the most dangerous one on the table. After beating Canelo, the man everyone called boxing's cash cow, Crawford did the impossible. He unified 3 divisions, conquered 5 weight classes, and humbled one of the sport's biggest names. That kind of resume does not just make you great, it makes you immortal. So while Ennis is coming, Crawford is still standing tall, reminding everyone not to confuse potential with proof. Because Crawford versus Ennis is not just another matchup, it is a generational collision. Old school craftsmanship versus new school explosiveness, wisdom versus raw athleticism, legacy versus hunger. And if it happens whether at 160 or 168, it will be a fight for the ages.
What? Boots. No niggas want to see Boots, bro.
Bro, Terrence different, bro. I just know that man is different. That's what I'm saying. I never been in the ring with Boots. Yeah. I'm not saying Boots ain't different or you know, not good at all. I think it would be a good fight, but I just think, you know, Terrence, just like he said, man, he been battle tested before. Terrence been through all the ups and downs in the ring. He's the Floyd Mayweather of this generation. Just the magnitude of this fight, maybe Terrence is just not motivated.
Right now, Crawford's message is clear. He is not ready to hand over the throne. He is not chasing clout. He is still defending the kingdom. Interview 16. Jaron Ennis will keep rising, likely chasing bigger names at 154. Maybe Sebastian Fundora or Carlos Adams. If he wins those, the pressure on Crawford will only grow. As for Crawford, he is weighing his options. Rumors of fights with Gennady Golovkin, Janibek Alimkanyeli, or even a Canelo rematch are already floating around. But one thing is certain, if the Ennis fight happens, it will define an era. Because no matter how high Boots climbs, there is only one mountain peak left to conquer, and its name is Terence "Bud" Crawford.
Everybody want to see. Yeah. I want to do it. Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called, and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net.
So now the question for you is Jaron "Boots" Ennis really ready to take on Terence Crawford, or is Bud's warning a reminder that the throne is not for the taking, it is for the earning? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to Boxing Hub for more boxing talk. We will catch you in the next one.